What up, everybody? I found the secret to the universe. I've unlocked it. Finally. I finally got it. I got it. And I'm going to give it to you right now. Okay? I'm going to give you this crazy, insane, mind-blowing secret to the universe. And now you're going to be the greatest alchemist of all time. You ready for that? You're going to be the greatest fucking wizard to ever live. You're going to be better than fucking Merlin. You're going to be better at alchemy than Paracelsus. They're going to be mythical. They're going to be writing myths and legends about you in the future. Yeah. Okay, nah. So all jokes aside, I mean, this shit is simple. Life is simple. The way life works is simple. But you are the one who overcomplicates it. Your brain, my brain, human brains are the ones that like to think things are not simple. And so we have a tendency to overcomplicate everything we do and add complexity to things that really are not complex at all. And one of those things is life. You know, we add complexity to life, and we come up with all these fucking riddles and puzzles for ourselves, these ways, these little mazes that we have to go through, like, oh, I need to achieve this thing in this amount of time and put myself in position to get here, and then I'll finally achieve this happiness that I've been looking for my whole fucking life. It's like, hell no. What? That's so fucking stupid. But why do we think it makes sense? We think it's like in our brain, we're really good at using logic to deduce the realisticness. That doesn't sound right. We're good at using logic to deduce how realistic a probability and an outcome is in our life. And we're really good at convincing ourselves of how realistic that probability is that we're going to get it. And if we follow steps X, Y, and Z in that order, then we're going to get it and it's going to work out. But really, we're just fooling ourselves when we do this shit, because your brain, you can tell your brain any number of things and it's going to believe it if you can logically reason with it and come up with a solution for why it would make sense. You know, if you tell your brain that, I need to think of a good example here. If you tell your brain, let's use finances. If you tell your brain, the only way I can make $100,000 a year is by going to college and getting a degree, maybe getting a master's degree on top of that, or a PhD, or some type of even higher education of graduate school. And then once I finish that, then I'm capable of making six figures. Then your brain is not going to look for ways to make six figures without doing that. You just told yourself this is the only route to that success, to having success in that field, in that realm of making six figures. And because you told yourself that just a moment ago, and you logically deduced why that makes sense, and you agreed to it within yourself, you shook hands with yourself. You're like, yep, that's right. I can only make six figures if I go to college and get a higher education, and then I can unlock access to that. Well, now it's going to be damn near impossible for you to make six figures without doing that, because you just agreed to that. And if you agreed to that, whatever you agree upon in your mind whatever state you agree to, then that plays out in front of you. So this video isn't really going the way I intended it, but I like the direction that it's going in. This coffee is fire, by the way. Fucking black raspberry. Black. Yeah, I think so. Something like that. It's raspberry flavored. It's fucking good. I'll find the Barras Brothers. This brewing company. The company that makes the coffee beans. If you see them at all, and if you brew your own coffee at home, get this shit. All right, so I wanted to use a quote and use that to explain to you why life works the way it works for you, but I think I'm going to save that for another video now. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Life. But see, that's the thing. It doesn't really matter. What doesn't matter? Well, what doesn't matter is what you do. What you do, how you behave, how you act. Like, all that matters, save you guys from me going on a little fucking ramble here. All that matters is what you agree upon to be true in your world, in your reality. And this is something that I realized this like long ago, like years ago, not really long, like fucking 7 years ago, maybe. I guess it is kind of a long time, whatever. But then what I would do is I would go back and forth on whether or not that's actually true and whether or not I agree to that. And the best thing you can do for yourself is go back. If you are unsure about the fact that you alone are the sole creator of your reality, which you are, it is a fucking fact. There's no way to get around it. But if you are unsure of it, do a little mental exercise. Make it fun. Make it a fucking game. That's what I like to do. Make it a game in your mind and watch the movie of your life unfold up until this point. Like, imagine this point in time is the end of the movie. This is the end of your life right now. And if it is, that's fine. Don't be afraid. Like, just as an aside here, don't be afraid of death. Death is just a continuation. We don't got to get into that. Everyone has their own beliefs. It's not really important at the moment. But imagine your movie ends now, right this second. And you know how they say when you are about to die, life flashes before your eyes. So flash your life before your eyes from the earliest memory that you have all the way up until now. And some shit, it's going to be a little muddy in there. You might not be able to do it perfectly, but you get get the key events in your life, go through them in your mind and see what you experienced in those moments. And what I mean by that is see what state you were in. Were you in a state of fear? Were you in a state of dread, of anxiety, of guilt, of shame, embarrassment? I know those are feelings. We talked about them in the last video, but what state did you experience in those moments? Because if you had a period of time in your life where shit was not going well for you, and like you couldn't land a job, you couldn't like you couldn't find anyone to fall in love with you, whatever. You couldn't, you looked like shit. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Your life was just going horribly. Everything seemed to be going wrong. Well, go back, one, see how you were talking to yourself in that moment, and see, go into that moment right now, time travel, if you will, into that period of time in your life and re-inhabit your body, reanimate your body at that moment now. I hope that makes sense. Go back into that body, the old version of you. That version doesn't exist anymore. That's not who you are today. But go back into him or her or them and give them life, reanimate them, and see what state. Just really sit with yourself and feel into it. And you will feel a dominant state of being that existed at that time. And I'm willing to bet everything on that dominant state not being love. Okay? And love is the highest state you can be in. Love, not in the sense of I'm in love with this person, I'm in love with this tree, I'm in love with this AI chatbot, I'm in love with my dog. My dog is actually right here, chilling. I'm in love with this coffee. It's not that. It's love as in a love that permeates through you and just reverberates through everything around you. It just exists. It's not a emotion. It is a state. And you want to get yourself into a state like love, into a state of peace, of contentment, of enjoyment, because you're supposed to enjoy life. We're here to enjoy this existence. But if you're walking around in a state of fear, in a state of embarrassment and shame and guilt, you cannot enjoy your life. You cannot enjoy the moment you are in. So do whatever practice. There's millions of fucking ways to release these old ways of being, these old states, and to get into higher energy states. And I'm not saying it like the fucking that looks weird. Like the pyramid. You've probably seen those like pyramids of consciousness or whatever they're called. I mean, yeah, if that's helpful for you, use that. But that's not really what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about look at all of the beings. Look at all of the enlightened beings or monks, saints, yogis. Any master, even just people who look at normal day-to-day people or people in your life that you see enjoying life and project yourself into them. You fucking get out of your body, get out of your own head for a minute and project yourself into this person and experience what they're experiencing. And it's love. That's what they're experiencing because they love themselves. And you are God. So you have to love yourself because you are a microcosm of the macrocosm of the whole fucking universe. You are just a small fragment of it, but you are experiencing it uniquely through yourself. And since you are here experiencing the world uniquely through yourself, through your eyes, through your lens, then you have a unique thing to offer to this world. And you need to love yourself, and you need to be in love with your life, with who you are, with everything, because everything is you. And if you are not in love with everything and with yourself, then it's going to be real difficult to bring across what it is you don't even need to bring anything across. What it is you can bring across that will bring you fulfillment. All right? Everyone has something they can bring into this world that will bring them fulfillment. And through that, it will help others to enjoy their life and be prosperous, etc. That's the way it goes. So let me kind of wrap this up here to tie this all back together. Your life, this life is simple. It is not complex. It is not complicated. And the secrets of the universe is to be in a state of love. So use a method. Anyone that you know of, there's the one of the first ones I found was the Ho'oponopono. I just fucked that majorly. Completely fucked that. But you basically go you go through an event in your life and you allow yourself, Jesus, to re-experience it. And I don't even remember the exact steps of it because I don't use that. But you say like, I'm sorry, thank you, I love you, I forgive you. I think I may have messed up that order, whatever. It doesn't matter. But, if you're hung up on, and you don't have to do this. All you have to do right now is get yourself into a state of love. So release anything that's holding you back from that. What I mean by that is go in your mind. So like that's why going in your mind, replaying old events in your life can help you because you can see what the fuck you were feeling in these moments and why you were not in a state of love. Oh, I thought I was in love because I fucking loved my life at this time, but I was really acting out of fucking lust, or I was acting out of shame, guilt, whatever. I don't know, grief, whatever the fuck it may be, Excuse me. All those emotions that you were acting out of were not you. Who you are is greater than what this vessel is. So, don't allow yourself to be trapped by the way you are acting in the world, the way you live in this world, the way you think certain things need to go. Allow yourself to be free from these limits. Free yourself from the limitations that you have imposed on yourself. All limitations have been imposed on oneself. No one else has imposed them onto you. Someone may have brought it up, but then you're the one that agreed to that limitation and said, yeah, that's right, this shit fucking exists in my reality. Fuck that shit, man. Get rid of that. Leave that behind. If that doesn't bode well for you and for your well-being, then why would you agree to it? Why would you live with that? Just let it go. And that's the biggest thing you can do, is just to not let things bother you. Don't take things personally. Don't make assumptions about what someone else's action is meaning to you. Like, let people live their life. Don't judge others. Just fucking live your life and let others live their life. Live and let live, or whatever. That was a saying for a while. But for real, it's like, live your life, let others live their life, and see what gets you into elevated states of consciousness, to where you are in the flow of life and you are not being bogged down or weighed down by your past, by what's going to happen in your future, by feelings of anxiety or dread about the future, or guilt or shame or embarrassment or fear from the past, or worry about what someone else is doing right now, or worry about what's going to happen to you in a few minutes. When you can let go of all those, then you can truly live as a fucking enlightened master in this universe. And I'm not saying I am, but I'm just saying that's what it takes. It's not complicated. It's simple. It's fucking simple. And if you don't love yourself, you have to start by doing that, because loving yourself is the key in all this shit. You got to love yourself because you are God. If you don't love yourself, how can you ever expect anyone to love you back? How can you ever expect anything, any amazing things to happen to you? Because amazing things happen out of love. They don't happen out of fear. So go in your mind, look over your life, look over states you've been in, emotions you've dwelled upon, and allow yourself to sit in those and just ask yourself if you would allow yourself to release it. Like, I feel all this guilt that I fucking killed my brother. I feel so guilty for killing my brother. Why would I do that? And then sit with it, feel the guilt, allow that shit to wash over you. And then you're like, okay, can I allow myself to release this guilt? And you're gonna have to do it more than once if you killed your fucking brother, man. Like that's gonna take some serious fucking realigning. But you get the point. Go within, ask yourself to feel whatever you were feeling and allow yourself to release it and see how good you feel. And when you feel good, do things from that good feeling, from that good state, and allow shit to flow from there. And always try to get back to that. Try to have that be your baseline where you feel good, feel in love with yourself, with life, and go from there. Like, make that your baseline. Go on a straight path there and try not to deviate into any of these other emotions or states or things that will pop up. All right. Seriously, remember to love yourself. It's free, so do it, and it's important. So fucking do it. All right. Love you guys. Peace.